greatest symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
And welcome to Monday Night Raw. I'm your host, Gotmark76, and last week, here is the attack on Hulk Hogan as Ric Flair was making his way to ringside in a non-title match against Roddy Piper. Of course, Roddy Piper, Hulk Hogan are near the top of the contenders list for thy shot at Ric Flair at the Royal Rumble coming up in just 2 weeks' time. And here's Roddy Piper with a sleeper hold. Goodnight Irene on Ric Flair. And Flair was in trouble. And maybe it could have been Piper who with his victory could have been named the #1 contender. But watch this. Ric Flair back to his feet. And a low blow gets himself disqualified. Your winner, Roddy Piper, and Jack Tunney will have a decision to make next week with who Ric Flair will defend the world title against. And speaking of titles, that man, one half of the Legion of Doom Animal, alongside his partner Hawk, will be challenging Money Inc. for the World Tag Team Championship. That match has been signed for the Royal Rumble. And here is one-on-one as Animal will take on Erwin R. Shyster. The Legion of Doom have been granted this World Tag Team title match against Money Inc. based on their success as a tag team. They are, of course, former World Tag Team Champions, but they have been on somewhat of a, I can't call it a losing streak. They've won some matches, but they've had some roller coaster times here in the World Wrestling Federation, not consistently at the top of the card. So they are getting this one last opportunity at the World Tag Team Championship. And dare I say, there's beginning to be a little dissension amongst Hawk and Animal. Of course, they've been a tag team for a long time. As Animal, the suplex up and over goes IRS. But the Legion of Doom, maybe, they're like brothers, and maybe they're just having a little bit of a family feud, but Hawk has been a little hard on Animal lately, and Hawk trying to use tough love to get Animal focused. And Animal, of course, looking for some momentum as he throws Erwin R. Shyster into the ropes. And no! Down goes the referee, Erwin R. Shyster, and there's a chair. DiBiase with a chair. Has a chair, but no, Animal takes the chair from IRS. They will not be able to cheat today. Oh, but a beautiful suplex by IRS takes Animal down, goes for the cover, but the referee's still down. And IRS has nobody but himself to blame for that. And the referee's still down. IRS drops an elbow across the chest of Animal. And now the referee back to his feet as IRS taken down with a bulldog by Animal. And now IRS rolling to the outside of the ring. Money Inc. trying to use underhanded tactics here to take advantage of Animal, who's by himself here tonight. And Animal now on the outside going at your IRS. The referee has begun a count. Ted DiBiase and IRS are very smart men, and they may have known the dissension that's brewing between Animal and Hawk, although Animal and Hawk will deny vehemently that there is no problem within the Legion of Doom. As Animal now setting up IRS. Could it be that running power slam? He picks up IRS. And here it comes, running power slam. Down goes IRS. Animal hooks the leg. Referee in position 1, 2, and 3. And your winner here on Monday Night Raw, Animal. Here are some highlights from earlier in the contest. As IRS pulled the referee in front of a charging Animal, and Ted DiBiase tried to slide in a chair for IRS to use, but Animal was well aware of what was going on. And Animal with the victory, and that will give the Legion of Doom some momentum heading into their match against Money Inc. at the Royal Rumble. Fans, don't go away. When we come back, Bret the Hitman Hart has something to say.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
So Doink the Clown and Bret Hart having words and a physical altercation over the Intercontinental title. I am sure we have not seen the last from those two men, as Doink the Clown has made his intentions known and Bret Hart is a fighting champion. But now it is time for our main event as the American Dream Dusty Rhodes makes his way to the ring. He will be taking on Mr. Perfect. And man, the allies of the Nature Boy Ric Flair growing week by week. We have seen Mr. Perfect come to the aid several times of the Nature Boy. We have seen Rick the Model Martel. We've seen Money Inc. in the locker room with Nature Boy Ric Flair. Cameras caught them talking. It appears that Ric Flair is getting a group of wrestlers together to have each other's back. And they are taking on men like the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, the Immortal Hulk Hogan, the Macho Man Randy Savage, Rowdy Roddy Piper, and many more. As Mr. Perfect makes his way to the ring, conspicuous by their absence is one or two. Nature Boy Ric Flair and Bobby the Brain Heenan. So it looks like this will be a one-on-one match. As the fans here at the Manhattan Center giving Mr. Perfect their love. I always thought that was gross. Spitting out their gum, flicking it. What if that lands in some kid's soda? Well, it didn't land in mine, and the referee calls the bell, and away we go. Collar and elbow tie-up. Perfect working the arm of Dusty Rhodes. This ought to be a classic matchup. Both of these men have different styles, as Dusty is more physical and Mr. Perfect is more technical. I would also give the edge in stamina to Mr. Perfect, so the longer this match goes, the more it may favor Mr. Perfect. But the experience and strength goes to Dusty Rhodes, so a very even matchup here in our main event as Rhodes takes down Perfect. Now, Dusty Rhodes has made claim that he wants that shot at the Royal Rumble against Nature Boy Ric Flair for the WWF title. And President Jack Tunney has a decision to make. I mean, the Royal Rumble is only a few weeks away. And we have heard Hulk Hogan, Dusty Rhodes, Roddy Piper all vie to get that title opportunity. But only one man will get the shot at the Nature Boy. That's Perfect on the second turnbuckle sunset flip. Has Rhodes down. Referee counts one, and a kick out at one by Rhodes. Dusty now fighting off the attack of Mr. Perfect. Winds up, and a big right hand uppercut takes down Mr. Perfect. And now Dusty working the lower back of Mr. Perfect. Into the ropes, up and over goes Perfect. Dusty has Perfect. He's going to suplex him back in. No, Perfect throws down Rhodes. And now Perfect goes for the cover. Referee counts one, and a kick out at one by Dusty Rhodes. A back and forth matchup here. As a power slam, down goes Dusty. And Mr. Perfect in control. I mean, that was a major move. Catching Dusty Rhodes, he's 305 plus pounds, in a power slam. And now a snapmare takeover, and here's that work of art by Mr. Perfect, snapping over the neck. And now a lateral press on top one, and a kick out at one by Dusty. So Perfect picking the neck of Dusty Rhodes, going to work on that neck. And he's going to look to wear down Dusty Rhodes to the point where he can lock in that Perfect plex. Perfect throwing Dusty Rhodes to the outside, and the referee has begun to count. Into the ropes goes Rhodes, and a beautiful drop kick by Mr. Perfect takes down the American Dream. Goes for the cover. Referee counts 1, 2, and a kick out of 2 by Rhodes. Perfect staying on top of Dusty Rhodes. And misses a drop kick off the second turnbuckle. And this could be the opportunity to get Dusty Rhodes back in the matchup. And now Dusty with a series of left jabs. He jumps, jives, and a double fist to the chest. Down goes Henning. And there it is, the bionic elbow. Takes down Mr. Perfect. That has to be all. Referee in position counts 1, 2, and 3. No! Mr. Perfect gets the shoulder up at the very last possible second. And Mr. Perfect has been busted open. And don't tell Perfect that this match is near almost over, because he is still very much in this match, and he takes down the referee. I think that was inadvertently, but wait, Perfect reaches in his tights. Could not punch. He has something on his hand. Misses wildly that time. Dusty has Perfect up in a pile driver, spikes him down. Perfect had something in his hands, and Dusty going to work on the forehead. This is personal now. The referee letting this match continue as Mr. Perfect had something on his hand. Went to go for a punch. I think Dusty knocked it out. It slid under the ring rope. And Perfect's had enough. I think Perfect's going back to the locker room, and maybe not. He's changing his mind. And now both, ooh, and the clothesline against the rope, or the ring, excuse me. And Perfect now, letting the referee count. He will take a victory countout. Rhodes back in. And Perfect over the big chop across the chest. Setting him up, here it comes. The Perfect Plex. Can he get him over? He does. Hooks the leg. Referee counts 1. And I think Dusty made it to the ropes. He did. Dusty broke up the maneuver, made it to the ropes. And this match will continue. Into the turnbuckle goes Rhodes in a big right hand. Perfect now sets him up. A sunset flip again up the second turnbuckle. Does not go for the pinfall this time. Elbow drop. And now Dusty has been busted open. Both men busted open in this contest. And Perfect now setting up Dusty for a suplex. Up and down goes Rhodes. Perfect now setting up Dusty. Snapmare takeover. Here comes that neck snap once again, and nicely done by Mr. Perfect. And Dusty Rhodes is in trouble. Setting up again for the Perfect Plex. This time has it in the middle of the ring. Referee counts 1, 2, and a kick out by Dusty. Dusty could not make it to the ropes. He kicked out the old-fashioned way that time, and Perfect taking out the referee. That ought to be a disqualification. This match should be over. And Perfect going underneath the ring. He's grabbing a steel chair. The referee's down, and Perfect nails Dusty with a chair. What a cheap shot. And goes to nail Dusty, but Dusty catches the chair this time. The referee getting back to his feet. A series of left jabs. And the double fist by Dusty takes down Perfect. That has to be all. Referee counts 1, 2, and 3. And your winner, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Here are some highlights from earlier in the contest. And Dusty Rhodes hit that bionic elbow. That busted open Mr. Perfect. Did not get the pinfall here. But the match changed because Mr. Perfect was busted open. And it was later on that Dusty Rhodes got busted open. Here's a Perfect Plex. Dusty made it to, look at that hand underneath the bottom rope. Referee saw it. And that broke up the pinfall attempt. A back and forth matchup here, and I'm sure we have not seen the last two between these two men. As Dusty Rhodes, a top contender to Ric Flair's WWF title, and Mr. Perfect trying to hold on to that title in their family. Fans, we thank you for joining us here for Monday Night Raw. And we are being told that next week we have a big main event as Dusty Rhodes will team with Hulk Hogan for the first time, and they will take on Ric Flair and Mr. Perfect. Wow, what a main event. Fans, We'll see you next week. Good night, everybody.